So, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to class. As I mentioned, we're going to take it just a little slow, a little bit easy this morning. We're going to do some really nice stretching and then just see where our bodies will go today. So, start wherever you are. Go ahead and start in a nice, easy seated pose. I'm sitting up on a yoga blanket. You might want to sit up on a blanket or a pillow or a block, even. And it always, if the knees don't like to be crossed like this, then sit in a way that makes sense for your body. And then just maybe roll the shoulders a couple times. Just start to feel like you're allowing your body to move into the practice. And then let the shoulders settle down. Let each shoulder be at the side body, maybe a little bit of tone to your belly. And close the eyes. And start to tap into your breath here a little bit. And maybe for today, we set an intention for our practice. And maybe that intention is to tap into the breath more or to allow the physical body to be at ease. Maybe that intention is to be mindful of an injury or to allow the emotional body to soften and free a little bit. And maybe that intention is to awaken the spirit part of our bodies and our hearts. So, wherever it is for you, whatever comes to mind, don't make it hard. Maybe it's the first thing that comes in for you. Maybe you let your mind wander until you settle on an intention that feels right. And then let that intention settle into your bones. Let it settle into your breath. Find it. And then maybe take the breath in a little bit deeper, noticing any unnecessary tension, especially in the jaw, the shoulders. Feel the crown of the head lifting even higher without lifting the chin. Feel the tailbone descend, rooting us into the earth. And come to that intention. Maybe it's mindfulness, maybe it is playfulness, maybe it is love. And on your next exhale, let your chin come down toward your chest. Be mindful here. Just notice tension in the upper neck, the upper shoulders. In an article about posture, the article was talking about all of the different ways that poor posture affects your health, affects your heart, your arteries, your lungs, your digestion. I mean, it went on and on of all of the things that poor posture can affect. And so I always think about those shoulders drawing to the side body, not necessarily back, but side body, the chest staying lifted, even as the head drops down toward chest. And then take your right ear to your right shoulder. Relax your jaw. Feel the stretch. Maybe the left fingertips come to the floor. Just easy stretch to start. Find that ease of stretch. And then with the left hand, let the left hand come behind you a little bit. So you change the angle of the stretch a little bit. Maybe you feel this more in your front chest. And if that still feels okay, take the same left arm and reach it all the way behind you so that the hand comes out the other side waist. Draw the left shoulder back. Still the ear is going down toward your right shoulder. And then tuck the chin down toward your right side chest. And then bring it to shoulder. Maybe with your inhale, exhale, chin to right side chest. Good. One more here. Right ear, right shoulder, and down toward chest. Keep that chin down toward your chest. Release your left hand. Take it back to your knee. Your chin comes to the center of your chest, and you take the head back up to neutral. And then left ear, left shoulder. And start again. Maybe you notice one side tighter than the other side. Where do we either carry more tension or use more that side, right? Creating more muscle tension. Relax your jaw. Just feel that stretch and then take the right fingertips to the floor beside you. Use your breath. And then walk the right hand behind you a little bit, finding yet a different stretch for maybe the front part of your chest. And if that still feels okay, wrap the right arm around your back body. Maybe you find the opposite side waist, the right shoulder pressing back, just feeling this. And then on your exhale, your chin drops to the left side chest. And on the inhale, it goes back to your shoulder. Good. And chin, chest, and shoulder. And last one, chin, chest, and shoulder. Good. And then tuck chin to chest. Let that right arm release. Take your chin back to the center. Listen up. Take both hands in front of you and start to walk the hands forward. Come about halfway as far as you could usually come, right? So if you can land on the floor, stay halfway up. Lift your chest, spread your shoulders, tone the belly in, and make your torso really long. And pause here. How does that feel for you? Maybe you are mostly upright, right? That pelvis doesn't hinge forward as much as it would maybe for someone else. So maybe you stay more upright and you just feel the length of the torso as the shoulders spread. Maybe you come down a little bit more, but what I'm asking you to do or to not do is round the back. So what I'm asking you to do is stay lengthened in your chest. Don't drop the chin, right? Feel all the curves of your spine. See if you can maintain that as you start to take the torso down and just come a little bit at a time. Again, maybe staying mostly upright because that is where your body is. Shoulders are nice and wide. We find our breath here. We press back through the hips at the same time that the crown of the head reaches forward. Breathe, everybody. And then press into your hands and make them into like big snow angels. So you're going to go circle wide with your hands and come back up to a seat. Roll your shoulders back. Good. If you are cross-legged, go ahead and change that leg so that the other one is in front. If you are sitting in any other way, there's no reason to change. Maybe move the legs a little bit so that they don't feel like they're stagnant. And inhale, reach up. This time, arms out to the side. I want you to half swan dive forward. So you're just leaning forward as if you were standing at the edge of a mountain or something, right? The shoulders draw back, the belly tones in, the crown of the head lifts up, the tailbone down, reach the arms forward, pull the shoulders back, let the hands come to the floor. Here we are again, just maybe a different leg in the front. Snuggle down through your sit bones, broaden through the shoulders. Start to feel the crown of the head lift. We're not tucking chin, but we're also not lifting. And then draw the chest bone, the sternum forward in your pose. Notice all of those little subtle changes that make a difference. So when you're here, two, you're going to take those hands out a little bit further. Notice if you start to compensate. Did the shoulders start to round forward or hike up, right? Did you start to lose the length of your spine? Find your breath. Maybe you come down a little bit more, maybe not. Use your breath here. And then press into your hands, big outward circles, circle them back and take the torso up and roll your shoulders. Good. And then let's release those legs. Woo, fully. Take the legs right out in front of you. Maybe move the flesh out from your sit bones, roll your shoulders back, take the arms up. Engage your belly, twist to your left, twist to the left. Let your right hand come to the outside of your left thigh and let the left hand come behind you. Watch for the knees here, that they don't feel like they're hyperextending, that they're not dropping too far down to the floor. Keep some energy in the legs and in the thigh muscles, the quadriceps. Open up the shoulders here. Maybe take your backhand around your waist again as you open up the shoulder. Use your breath. And then just take the head and look over right shoulder and left, and then back over right. Just warming up this neck. Good. Last one. Look over your right and left. And then release that hand that's behind you. Inhale the arms up, circle it back to center. Lengthen up through the spine, tailbone down, twist to your right. And take the hands down. Your left hand goes to the outside of your right leg. Keep the legs energized, by the way. Don't let them get too lazy here. Open up the shoulders. Feel that twist move from your torso. Use your breath. And then maybe again, the right hand wraps around to the opposite side waist. We find our breath. How do you know if you're twisting too much? If you cannot take a deep breath, you might be twisting too much, right? Good, breathe. And as you're ready, release that back arm. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, both hands down. Good, roll your shoulders. Soften the legs. If you have a yoga strap of any sort, go ahead and grab it. And let's come into Janu Sirsasana, left leg straight, right leg bent. All of you know by now, right, where to put that right foot so that it does not irritate your knee. If your knee happens to be up really high or above the line of the hip, maybe you take a block underneath the knee just to help support that. So you're not struggling there instead of opening up this hamstring. All right, strap around your left foot. Pull the shoulders back. So don't come forward. Instead, pull back as if you could like lean back away from this foot and feel one, the flex of the foot, two, the broadness of the shoulders, right? Don't lift the chin. All that stuff still the same. And just breathe. Like I'm pulling pretty hard. I'm really leaning back into this strap to lengthen my spine. And then tone the belly, start to bend the elbows, start to come forward. Whoo, yeah. Find your first stretch, right? Doesn't take long to find that first stretch. Maybe the hands move down the strap a little bit, but still pulling back to keep the shoulders nice and broad. Oh, yeah. Good old hamstrings, right? It's amazing that they can feel tight no matter how often we stretch them. Breathe. Keep the shoulders wide. Some of you are going to be able to reach your foot and keep a nice long spine. Those of you who can and want to, go ahead and hold on to the foot. If that caused you to round your upper back, then stay with your strap, okay? So when we again talk about posture, we want this chest to stay lifted. We want the shoulders to stay pretty wide, and we want to really resist the urge to take that upper spine into a kyphosis, right? A rounding and of a big rounding of the upper back. Good. Wherever you are, whether your hand is holding your foot or you're holding the strap, take the strap in your left hand and just twist open to the right and take the right arm up. Keep the left leg fired up, keep it grounded. So, little open twist here as we find our wings, right? We find that opening through the front chest. Good. Release. Hand goes back to your strap. Slide those hands up your strap as you pull and broaden through your shoulders. Good. And release. Nice job, everybody. I hope. Straighten out your right leg and bend your left leg. So here we are again. Other side. Strap goes around your right foot. Check out your right foot. Make sure it's not sickling in or out. Try to imagine that foot stepping on the floor, right? I feel like I'm stepping on the floor and then lifting my toes away from the imaginary floor. So it's that kind of energy. And then pull straight back. Pull back so much that you feel like you're just starting to lean back. Shoulders are nice and wide. And find our breath. Notice tension, shoulders, neck, right? All that stuff going on. And then bend your elbows and start to take it forward. Whoo, first stretch, big time, right? So we feel that first stretch. I'm just going to hang out here. I'm going to walk my hands closer toward my foot, but still hold on to the strap. Still keep the shoulders nice and wide. Excuse me. Remember to support that bent knee if it's reaching up if it's reaching up high. Good. Breathe. Definitely feel one side tighter than the other. This is my tight side. So then either hold the foot or not. Again, up to you. Where's your body? Maybe you come back to your intention, right? Maybe you feel the honesty with which you are moving through your pose. This is too tight. I'm going to come back up, right? So wherever it is for you, keep your right hand on the strap or on your foot and open up the left arm. Right? So you're just looking out to the left side. You're opening one arm away from the other. You're just feeling this nice, sweet stretch. Try to keep the right leg fired up the whole time and release it. Take it back forward. Grab your strap, pull it back as you lift up and release that strap fully. Good. Release both legs, straighten them both out, shake them both out. Good. And then lift your left foot off the floor. Your hands are to the floor. Little bit of dandasana work. This is again optional, right? As soon as we lift that leg, we really engage the quadricep muscle. What do we do to help counter this is press down through the right leg. So we really keep that one working. Bend your knees, bring it up to your chest. Step it over your right leg, just tap the heel and then open it up to the side. So you're tapping your heel across and then opening. Where you open is up to you. So tap and open. Good. Tap it and open. One more. Tap and open. Good. And then tap it across and pause. Either you're going to leave that left knee pointing up or you're going to let it drop down onto the right leg. So now we've really cornered this hamstring. You're going to feel a much bigger stretch. Lift through the chest, lengthen your tailbone, start to walk the hands forward. Woo! Right? Much more of an engagement of the hamstring stretching here, at least for me. Shoulders stay wide. I'm just exploring, just exploring. Is it going to stay? Is it going to open up? You know, can I draw the leg back into its hip socket at the same time the torso comes forward? And take it up. Whew. Release it. Hands come to the floor. If your knee was down, lift your knee, lift it, step it across, and straighten it. Nice job. All right, let's go to the other side. Press into both legs. Lift your right leg. Feel that quadricep, feel that thigh muscle getting awake, right? Press down through the left leg. Keep that fired up. And if your leg isn't at the floor because you're sitting on something, you can even bend your left knee a little bit and dig into your heel as a way to ground through that leg. Bend the knee, bring it in toward chest, step it over, tap the heel, and then open it up. Good. And tap it across and open. Tap it across. Open, one more tap and open, and then tap it across and hold and lift up your torso. The knee drops it to any level. Open up your shoulders and take it forward. Good. Breathe, everyone. Just feel. You know, it's interesting. I said just feel, and imagine if we just felt all the things going on in our bodies, our lives. Maybe it'd be too much, I don't know. But instead of avoiding, we just tapped in, tried to figure it all out. Good. So as we're stretching this left hamstring again, we're drawing the leg back in toward the pelvis. At the same time, we're lengthening the torso over. And take your body up, roll your shoulders down, lift your leg, tap it over, and straighten it out and shake it out, everyone. All right, well done. So let's come on to table pose. Let's get up off our behinds. If you want your blanket for knee support, go ahead and just place it underneath your knees just to make sure you've got plenty of cushion. But otherwise, table pose. Wardrobe fix here. Your blocks are to the front of your mat. Your hands are nice and spread out. And move through some cats and cows here, cats and dogs. Start to round the spine and open the spine. Notice your breath. That's it. Good. Two more. And release it. Keep the shoulders nice and wide, everyone. Last set here. Rounding, tucking, and opening it back up to a nice cow pose. Tone the belly in. Step forward with your right leg. Grab your blocks. Once you've gone there, come into your first lunge. So we know by now, right? I know I don't have to always say this, but knee to ankle nice and lined up. Your back leg stretching out, your back glute toned to help support the front stretch. And just notice that. Now widen through your shoulders. Your blocks can be at any level. They can be up higher. You can see how that feels for you as we hold this first lunge. So in yin, this is called dragon pose. And you can stay here for a really long time, sometimes too long. And the mindfulness on this pose is to make sure that that left front hip isn't overstretching. Is that possible? Yes, it's possible. So the difference between this and a yin pose is that you've got more engagement in your back glute muscle. So leave your left hand on the block, take your right hand to your knee. Start to open up the right shoulder. Feel a soft twist happening in your spine. And once again, just open that arm up and breathe. So right arm reaches up at a diagonal as if you could touch the corner of the ceiling where the wall in the corner meets, and you're just opening up your chest. Your left shoulder is rolled back, right? It's not rolling forward as we stretch through that front body. Exhale, let that hand come to the floor, tone the belly in, just simply switch sides. Right knee back, left leg forward. Coming into lunge on this side, good alignment, press into your front foot. so that your leg knows it's there, right? Engage your back glute to help support the front of your right hip. Lengthen through your spine. And notice. And then leave your right hand on the block. Take the left arm up and spread out your wings, everybody. Just spread through that chest. Notice. And release that arm. Take the hand back down to your block. Bring the hips back, switch sides again. So warming up the legs, warming up your hips. Your right foot is forward, your left foot is back. You're engaging your left glute. This time, just walk that right foot out a little bit, just a little bit toward the right. Take your right hand to your knee and just spread that knee out toward the side a little bit. Right? So working more in the outer hip of the left leg. Feeling a little bit deeper stretch. 1, you're here. 2, open up the arm. 3, internal rotation, reach for opposite side waist. And breathe. If you're feeling sensation in the left hip from hanging here for so long, we shouldn't hang, right? That's always engaged a little bit. But if you're feeling sensation, just back off a little bit. Right? And if you back off and then tuck a little, you might feel a whole different bunch of sensation. Good, breathe. What's happening to your head, your neck? How does that feel? Reach the arm up. Take it back to your block. Walk your right foot back to its hip width. Press both hips back. Other side. Here we go. So left foot forward, right foot back. Walk the left foot out just a little bit. Tone through the belly and the back glutes. Take your left hand to your left knee and just press it out to the side a little bit. Notice your breath. Keep the shoulders open best you can. Try not to hike up or hunch up. Take the left arm up and out. Breathe. Maybe you back off just a little bit in tuck. See how that sensation works. And then internally rotate that top arm, reach behind, grab the opposite side waist, open up your chest. That's it. We're almost there, everyone. And release, lift up. Exhale back to your block. Press both hips back. Listen up. Just set the blocks aside and come to puppy stretch. So the hips stay back. Your hips line up with your knees. Your forehead drops to the floor. If that makes sense for you, your elbows can be on the floor, a little less intense. And maybe just shift your hips side to side, just easy, slow, easy shift side to side. Feel the stretch from hip to armpit, maybe all the way to your hands. Yep. And release that switch side to side. Press those hands back underneath your shoulders. Put your blocks back in front of your mat and step forward, right leg. So last in this little series here, instead of optionally, so I won't say instead of, but optionally, 1, leave your knee on the floor. 2, flip your toes under and lift your foot off or your knee off the floor. Your hands are still on your blocks. And then find yourself lengthening your torso. And notice I didn't say lengthen your chest because it's all part of it. Your tailbone gets long, the belly tones in, the chest lengthens, and then the crown of the head lengthens, right? As we find this. Leave your left hand on your block. Take your right hand to your knee, open up your chest, feel the shoulders spread away from each other. Fire up your back leg, your back glute. Take the arm up. And just breathe, right? Just feel the sensation here as we tone the belly, as we fire up the front glute, right? That's where I'm feeling it so far this morning. Your head is up to you. How does it feel if you look down on the floor? How does it feel if you look sideways? How does it feel if you look up? Often looking up creates strain in the neck. I don't look up a whole lot. I will, but I don't do it a lot. Maybe you look up and then pause center and look down. And notice we're holding this pose, right? So part of this class is just a little bit longer hold of where we are, where we can go as we enjoy sensation, as we honor the intent that we set in class today. All right, release that hand down. I know if your knee was up, lower that knee. Simply switch sides. Don't worry, we're coming to down dog soon. And when you're ready, switch. So left foot is in front. Open up your chest. Find the length of your torso. Lift your right knee. Fire up the right leg. Press strongly into the left foot, right? Feel how that in itself can lift us up. Your hand stays on the right side block. Your left arm reaches. Breathe. Maybe you circle your wrists. We didn't do that on the other side. And then we're just going to check it out again. How does it feel to you to stay on this side? And what can you do to make it feel better or stronger or more stable, right? What happens if we try to isometrically pull the legs away from each other? What happens when we pull them toward each other? What happens when we squeeze the center line isometrically? If you look up versus straight out versus down, how does it feel? Breathe. I know. Hang in. We got this. Deep breath. And release that hand down. Take both hands to your block. Lower your knee if it's not already there. Set both blocks on their lowest setting. Plant your hands and come to downward facing dog. If you don't have blocks or don't want them, take them down. We won't stay there for too long. Press down into your blocks as opposed to pressing forward with them. So I'm not trying to push them toward the front of my mat. I'm trying to push them down and feel how that works the back body, back shoulders. You got it, everybody. And then inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, lower your knees. Dun, dun, dun. Here we are again. Right leg forward. Hang in there with me. Good. Find your good alignment. Choice number one, you're going to stay here, knee down, and you're going to just gently, carefully kickstand your left foot. So this is your first choice. You're going to kickstand your left foot in and twist again to the left. So choice number two, lift that knee off the floor and breathe. And then turn your back foot to the side position. Here we are in extended side angle lineup, right? Take your right hand block to the highest level or hand to knee. And as you press into your block, reach up and open your left arm. So extended side angle. Woo, breathe. Your front hip rolls back, your belly squeezes in, your whole torso is long. Either leave that arm up in the air or internally rotate and take the arm behind you. Good, just for fun, one, you're here, or two, lift up and reverse. So you're taking your top arm over your head, your back arm stays behind you. We're just stretching it all out, opening it all up. Squeeze your back leg, squeeze your back glute. And release, reverse, right? Take that hand back down. Open up the top arm. Take that hand back down to the floor. Straighten out your pose. Lower your knee and switch. Left foot forward. We're going to have nice open hips by the time we're done, let me tell you. So remember, knee up or knee down. If you want knee down, kickstand your right foot in toward the left, and then you're going to open up. Otherwise, you're going to lift your right knee, fire up your legs, drop your back foot to the side position. I like my block up at high level for this one. So I'm going to press into my block and open up the top arm. Remembering that the left hip is pressing back. Both legs are fired up. You've got good alignment. Front knee is not rolling into the middle. You know who you are, right? Breathe. 1, stay here. 2, internal rotation. Grab your opposite side hip or thigh. Tone the belly in. Find some steadiness and ease here, okay? So don't struggle, is another way to say that. Good, breathe. And then optionally, if you want, lift up, reach back. That's it. Oh, how does that feel to open up side body, right? Oh, release, everybody. Come out the way you came in. Open it up. Release that hand to the floor. Lower your knee. Step back. And maybe a little child's pose. Good. If you feel your wrists, maybe you curl them out a little bit. All right, come on up. This is the last one of these, I think. So come on back. Let's take left foot forward first. This one is just a little funky, a little tricky. So it's not hard. It's just you got to figure it out the first time. Actually, set your blocks aside. Let's start in downward facing dog. So spread the fingers and press back to down dog. Tone your belly. Do all the things you know to do. Press through your hands. Stretch it out. And then all I want you to do is keep your left foot pointing straight ahead, but turn your right foot out to the right. So it's like this really weird, almost like a Charlie Chaplin stance. The knees are soft. And you just have one foot pointing to the right, one foot straight. And then bring the right foot back and take the left foot out to the left. And breathe. And then point those forward. I want you to take both heels to the left and both toes toward the right. It's not perfect or not straight. Maybe you lean into the left hip a little bit. Be mindful here. And center and turn both heels to the right, both toes to the left. Breathe. And center. And then lower your knees to the floor. Good. Now grab your blocks. Take your left foot forward. Lift your right knee off the floor. Now, if that's too much, just stay low, okay? So we're going to do what we just did in downward facing dog. We're just going to turn all our toes to the left. Maybe blocks are, let's see how it is with blocks. I'm going to take my blocks off. So I'm going to take my left toes out to the left, and I'm going to turn my right foot toward the right. My right foot is on the pinky side. You can have a hand on block or not. So I'm standing on my left foot and I'm on the pinky side of my right foot. My hips draw away from the floor. I'm turned torso wide to the left and my left arm goes up. Good. Deep breath, everyone. Press into your left foot. Tone the belly in. Feel your pose. And lower your left hand. Straighten out both feet. Lower your right knee. Switch sides. Right foot forward. Lift your left knee off the floor. Just moving my right side block out of the way. Turn your right foot out to the right. Turn your left foot out to the right, but you're on your pinky edge. Don't let the ankle collapse to the floor. Imagine you're standing on the floor with that left foot. And then take the arm up. Just breathe. Good. As you press into that standing foot, right, you get those hips away from the floor. You lengthen your torso. We find this big opening. Big deep breath, everyone. And release. Hand back to your block. Lower your knee. Step back with your right leg. And a little child's pose again. Good. Come on up, everybody. Let's release that. Set your blocks aside. Come to downward facing dog. Find your nice, sweet little down dog. Check your hands always. Pedal your feet. Feel that stretch. And then walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Maybe your blanket gets moved out of the way in the process. Open up, broaden your shoulders, bend your knees, and inhale all the way up. Exhale your hands to your heart. And shake it out. Good. Just a little bit of balance work here, and then we're going to come right back down to the floor. So bring your feet and or knees together. Knees together are more important than feet. If that doesn't work for you, maybe you take a block between your legs so that you have purchase, okay? But if you can bring your knees together, that's all you really need to do. Inhale, reach up. I'm going to turn sideways. Exhales, come on down to a squat. Roll your shoulders back and tone the belly. If you were with me on Friday's class, we played with some of this. We're not going to do as much as we did then, but we're just going to check it out, right? So I'm sitting in this little squat. I'm checking out how my back feels. If my whole torso is long, right? Not just the chest. So we find our breath and take your right elbow to your left knee and glance over to the left. Now, as you do that, my elbow's pressing into my knee, but my knee is pressing back out. So there's some equilibrium there. And breathe. Good. Take it center. Go to the other side. Left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Notice again, what are you doing with your head, your neck? Is there tension? And is it necessary? And take it center and inhale it up. Exhale. Shake it out. This time, inhale, reach up. Exhale, come on back down, hands to heart. I have my thumbs touching my chest bone. I have my thumbs touching my sternum. I'm going to lean forward a little bit so the ball mounds get a little heavy. Squeeze your knees in touch and lift your right foot off the floor. Breathe, everybody. And just feel, right? All that wiggle wobble of your left leg, right? That's all normal. Keep the torso long, tone the belly in, Press your knees together and lower that foot. Inhale straight up. Good. Last one, last side. Whew, hands to heart. Roll your shoulders. Come on down to your squat. This in and of itself should feel good in your body, right? Everything's long, everything is in alignment. Squeeze the belly, press your knees, and lift your left foot off the floor. Good. Breathe, everybody. That's it. Belly squeeze, torso long, tailbone and chest. Lower that foot. Inhale it up. Exhale, forward fold. Separate your feet even wider than your normal hips width. And let your torso go long. Maybe take the fingertips forward just a little bit to find this length through the torso, length through the back of the neck. Use your breath, everyone. That's it. Maybe stretch one hip and then the other hip. And then plant your hands. Step back to down dog. We're going to be here for a little while, just a longer down dog hold. So trust and honor your body. If you've had enough, I want you to come down. Squeeze the beach ball between the elbows, right? That imaginary beach ball. But keep the shoulders broad and then tone the belly and the low ribs in so that your torso is really long here. Your ears are really beside either arm, so your head's not lifted up. It's not dropping down. Squeeze the beach ball. Soften the knees. If this is really hard, either open the legs more, step wider, or lower your knees and take a little break in child's pose. So as we do this, we look at sensation. So right now I'm going, okay, what's happening in my hands? Maybe I press through the finger pads a little bit more. Maybe I press into the rack of knuckles more. Maybe I create a teeny space at the center of my palms. What does that do? How does that make a difference? Good. 5 more deep breaths here. I know this is a long hold. So just breathe. Come out when you are ready. 3 more deep breaths. And slowly lower your knees. Holy moly. And either child's pose or sit back in hero pose, sitting back on your heels and finding your breath. I was warm, now I'm chilly. Put my shirt back on. So breathe, everybody. There we go. Good. If you can sit in hero pose, meaning you're sitting hips to heels, go ahead and take that seat. If you would like a block underneath your hips, go ahead and do that. And the block can be pretty much any level, right? It can be low, it can be medium. If no way, no how you're sitting this way, then I would take the legs forward or cross leg forward. I'm sitting up on a block. It's a really nice way to go. But if your body allows you to sit in hero pose, go ahead and do that. And one nice way for the knees is just to lean to the side and move that calf flesh away from the knees. And sometimes that can make all the difference. And then either grab your other block and set it on your lap, or grab your blanket and set it on your lap. And it can be nice and folded, right? Or if you have a pillow, set it on your lap and then kind of lift your torso, belly, everything kind of above the blanket or the block. Be careful if you're using a block, by the way, that it doesn't feel uncomfortable. And then just lean forward over your blanket. Again, if this hurts your knees, please don't do it. And just kind of notice your head can just hang here, or you can use your hands to support your head. We're just creating a little space here, or so we hope. Feel your breath. Feel your belly pressing into your blanket. Let the head be heavy. And then imagine that you are a flower in a tight bud, and you're feeling all that sun on you, and you're just starting to wake up, right? You're starting to wake up to your life, to being all that there is. And so feel your belly start to tone in, and feel your hands come to the floor. Your head stays tucked the whole time, and you start to move through your whole spine as you start to lift and lift and lift. And once the shoulders are back, the head lifts, the arms come up. Grab one wrist and stretch it over. And center, stretch over to the other side. And reach up with both hands. And exhale and let go. Roll it out. Set your blanket aside for now. Come on off your block, your knees. My goodness. And then take your blanket, or if you have a towel, and just fold it maybe in half and lay it around just below middle of your mat, and come onto your bellies. When you come onto your bellies, your hip points are on your blanket. And I want you to start by just laying down. Your head is supported with your hands. I've got my chin resting on my hands. And I just want to check out the legs, right? What we've just done. Maybe bend one knee and bring it in toward your hips, and then straighten it and bend your other one and straighten. Good. Couple more. Bring it in and straighten. Good. And then release the legs. Feel the tops of your feet on the floor. Press your pubic bone into your blanket. Come on up to your elbows. Sphinx pose, nice and easy. Easy peasy. And feel your belly. So maybe wiggle side to side and feel the stretch of your belly as you move through Sphinx. So a lot of times with back issues and lower back issues, if we can press down through the pubic bone and press in and up through the belly, low ribs, that gives us the space that we need. If you are here and still in pain after doing that, take the elbows forward and let that be your angle for today. Then take the torso forward, or I'm sorry, take the hip center, press into your pubic bone, and drop chin one more time. And as you do, pull your belly away from the floor a little bit, like really feel your core engage. And then once again, imagine, right, that you're going to uncurl that spine as you slowly, slowly, slowly lift chest, and then it's shoulders, and then it's head, and then maybe press into your hands, roll the shoulders down. Roll the shoulders down and wide. Imagine squeezing the beach ball. Good. Lift the crown of the head toward the ceiling And then reverse it. So first we lower the elbows. And then we start to tuck as we tone the belly in as we let the head drop. 2 more just like that. So first pull the belly away from the floor. Start to press in, lift your head, slow, slow, slow. Let the crown of the head be long, let the tailbone really lengthen. Press into your hands, open the shoulders. Elbows are pointing toward the floor. Big deep breath. And then slowly reverse. Let the elbows come back down. Let the head tuck. And breathe. Good. Last one. Here we go. Lengthen your tailbone, belly tones in, ribs tone in. Chest starts to lengthen forward. The head lifts up, Sphinx pose. And then we press into hands to lift up the elbows. Broaden through your shoulders. Don't scrunch up. Soften the elbows. That's it. Press into your hands. And then slowly lower your elbows. And lower your whole body all the way down. Maybe shake out your hips. And breathe. You're going to turn on to your left side or whichever side, if you want to see your screen, whichever side makes sense for you. You might want to just open your blanket up so it's not quite as thick if you're using it. You don't have to have it there. It's just going to be a little bit of a cushion for your hips. And then lay down on your left side and bend your knees. Cushion your head in any way that makes sense for you. I'm trying to just keep my little ear thing out from under my arm. Tone the belly and bring your top knee up toward your chest and just hold it up there. Bottom leg is on the floor, bottom knee is bent. And just breathe, just stretch it out. And then slide your hand down to your foot and see if you can bring that knee back behind you to stretch your quad, your front leg. Try not to let that knee splay up too much. It might reach out a little bit, but not too much. And as you do so, tone the belly, but imagine pressing both hips forward. Good. And then bring it up to your knee. This time, if you want, see if you can grab foot or ankle and straighten the leg out in front of you. And then bend the knee. Hold on to foot or ankle. Reach the knee back. If that hurts your knee, by the way, you don't have to hold foot. You can just keep that more 90-degree-ish and just press the leg back behind you. That's it. Good. Last one. Bring the knee to chest. Hold foot, ankle, knee, anywhere. See how much you can straighten that leg in front of you. Take the same leg straight up to the ceiling. Ooh, yeah. Breathe. And lower it back down relatively straight. Bend the knee and release your leg. Good. And as you're ready, you're going to turn around and switch sides. So here we are again. I'm on my right side. Your knees are bent, nice 90-degree-ish. Your bottom leg very supportive of what your top leg is doing. Bring your knee to your chest, top knee to chest. Just stretch it in and feel that. And then slide your hand down your leg, reach the knee back. See if you can stretch out that front thigh. I find the best stretch here is not to really go into a back bend. So try not to overarch. It is more of almost a slight tuck of the pelvis as we reach the leg back to get that stretch. All right, bring the knee forward. Bring the knee to chest. This time, if you can, you're holding your foot or your shin and you're stretching that leg out in front of you. Ooh, yeah. Nice little stretch there. Bend your knee. Hold on somewhere or not. Slide that knee back behind you again. Find that quad stretch. Top shoulder also open, right? And then bring the knee forward. Hold on. Stretch it out in front of you. Take the leg up to the ceiling. Woo, big stretch. Lower it back down in front of you. Bend the knee and release. Good, and then come onto your backs, everybody. Grab your strap if it's not nearby. If you have your blanket underneath you, just be mindful that it doesn't throw your back off kilter, right? So sometimes we can have the blanket underneath us and it just throws off our hips or our mid back. So just notice, otherwise move it out of the way. Grab your strap and take it around your right foot. Take that foot up to the ceiling and breathe. Your right foot is on the floor, your right knee goes out to the right side. Your left leg goes out to the left side. So we've done this a dozen times easily. So you're just stretching both legs wide, but you're on the pinky side of your right foot, your left foot out to the side. Good. As you inhale, take your left leg up, grab it with your right foot or right hand, and both knees or both legs are to the right. So my right knee is back on the floor. My left leg is coming over and across. What are we stretching, everybody? This outer hip, big time, right? And then take the leg up, grab the strap with your left hand, open the left leg, but resist the right leg coming in. Good, breathe. Let's do that again. This is slow, so don't just let the leg fly to the floor. Reach it up, grab the strap with your left hand. Your right knee lands on the floor. Your left leg comes over. See if you can keep that left leg even with your hip or even closer toward the shoulder. In other words, don't let it drop down below your hip line if you can help it. If not, do what you can do, right? This time you're holding that strap with your right hand. You got that left leg across. Open up your left shoulder, left arm, so you're in a twist. Breathe. That's it. Inhale the leg up. Grab it with your left hand. Open it wide. Take both legs to center. Bend your left knee. Bring both knees to chest. Just going to turn around so I have room for my legs to move. Both knees to chest. And then your left foot goes to the floor. The strap goes around your right leg. Lift that right leg up. Shoulders are to the floor. When you're ready, the right leg goes out to the right. The left knee goes out to the left. And we're just stretching. Everything else pretty chilled out, pretty relaxed. Good. When you're ready, inhale. As you inhale, that belly engages. Take the right leg up. Grab the strap with your left hand and take that torso, that body, those legs over to the left. Ooh, yeah. Big stretch for the outer line of your top leg, your right leg. Find your breath. Inhale it up to center. Grab the strap with your right hand. Let the legs open up away from each other again. And here we go. Lift up. Grab the strap with your other hand. Slowly let it descend. Find your breath this time. Open up your right arm, right shoulder, come into a twist. Just breathe. Tone the belly a little bit. So the temptation is to just let that leg drop to the floor, right? And if you want to do that, go ahead. Otherwise, keep it um, hovering a little bit. Obviously, more sensation. Try to keep it at least level with your hip line. Deep, deep breath, everyone. Good. Tone the belly. Lift that leg. Grab the strap with your other hand. Bring both legs up. Take your feet in the strap. So both feet are up in the ceiling, both feet are in your strap, and just pull down. Let your shoulders be heavy to the floor. Good. Final stretch. Leave your left foot in your strap. Take your right leg out and just stretch it toward the far end of your mat. Let it hover again. You're holding your strap, but try not to have a death grip there. Reach your right leg long, or the one that's hovering off the floor. Really reach that heel long. And then squeeze it back up. Switch sides. Take your left leg out. Keep your right leg up. Reach the heel of that left leg. Feel that big old stretch. And then take that leg up to your strap. Both legs are up. Release your strap. Set your strap aside. Take your hands under your sacrum. Draw your shoulders down. Pause right here. You can bend the knees if you want to. Just a really basic inversion, right? These legs hanging up in the ceiling, up toward the ceiling, your shoulders down, your lower back supported by your hands. Relax your jaw. And then bend your knees. Bring your knees to chest. Release your hands. Close your eyes for a moment here and just remember your intention again, and let that intention infuse your body. And as you're ready, straightening one leg, straightening the other leg, and coming to Shavasana. So I would say make sure you're warm enough, but most of you I know are in Florida. The rest of us, make sure you are warm enough. If you need your socks or your blanket or anything like that, maybe you put those on. And then close your eyes. Maybe take a short little scan of your body and notice if there's anything speaking to you. And if it is, maybe you bring the breath to that place in your body, or bring your intention to that place. Or maybe it is simply to bring kindness to those places in your body that you may be feeling right now. Feel the weight of your body descend into your mat. Like, resist nothing. Just let it be. Let everything in your body be. And then feel the soft flow of your breath in and out. If your mind wanders to other things, just bring it back to your breath or to the sensation of your body. Hold on to nothing. Become softer still. Come back to your intention and simply breathe in that intention, whatever it was, whatever it currently is. And then maybe decide to take that intention through the rest of your day. Knowing that you can stay in Shavasana for as long as you would like. Those of you who are ready, go ahead and start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Start to draw the knees to your chest, going ever so slowly. Maybe rocking side to side and curling all the way over to one side, pausing here in Shava or in fetal pose. And then as you're ready, pressing all the way back up, coming to your seated and lovely pose.